What up, fam? I am Maxception, and we're gonna keep it going with Beginner's Guide. To begin this video, I'm gonna respond to another Jake Kraken comment. Yeah, but would you ever want to see a friend in these times? He's referring to, if you didn't just watch the previous video, he's referring to Coda in this game, who is spiraling further and further down into seclusion and losing his sense of reality. Wouldn't you be worried? You don't need to respond to this, but just keep in mind that the narrator might be desperate to help too. Would I be worried? So again, as I mentioned in the last video, if you haven't watched it, I think you have to have a very unique perspective to see it the way that I do. So I do not blame anyone who does not see depression, suicide, anything like that, the deep, dark shit of life, who doesn't see it the way that I do. The way that I see it, and the way that I see Coda right now, is he's going on a journey, deep down a deep, dark path that is scary and could lead to self-destruction, absolutely. But would I be worried? I think that that's a selfish point of view. I really do, and I apologize if that sounds weird or anything, but to me, it's selfish when somebody is going down that path to feel anything. I don't. It's really hard to explain for me, but the way that I see it is just to give them any help that they may want, but beyond that, to encourage them to explore their life. Maybe that's just because that's the way that I see life, is that every angle, every little thing is an opportunity to explore something new. So even if somebody's struggling with depression, suicidal thoughts, insanity in their world, I always encourage them, like, look, dude, check that shit out. Because, and another huge fucking thing is, another huge part of this is, if you don't explore those things to their fullest, in my opinion, you never fully understand them. I spent 15 years depressively, about 15, between 10 and 15 years suicidal depressed in my life. And it wasn't until I actually put the option on the table and like, hey, look, is it time to fucking actually do this instead of just beating around the bush? Until you actually dive into it and consider it as an option, I don't think you can come through the other side. Because until then, you always think, might not, maybe not. Until you attack it, you never really get past it, in my opinion. Is it right? Not going to claim it is. It's just how I see it. So I apologize if that's completely different than how you see it, and you'd just be hugging the shit out of Coda right now. But for me, exactly what I would do for Coda right now is be like, hey, dude, I've been to a very similar place to where you're going, I believe. I've experienced the deepest of shit, and it sucks. So I understand my version of what you're going through. And I wish for you the best, man. If you need to talk, I am here, and I love to talk. I love to talk. But do what you have to do. Do what you feel like you have to do. That's the essence of everything I've been trying to say so far. Is just encourage people to do what they believe they have to do, because in my opinion, that's the only way to live life. In my opinion. Not saying it's right, not saying it's perfect, but you should always do what you believe you should be doing. And that's again where it goes back to the whole murderers and shit. If they're doing what they believe that they should be doing, if they're doing anything less than that, then they're never going to feel like they're fulfilling their life's goal. Would I kill a murderer? Yes. I would stop them immediately. But I always encourage anyone to do what they feel like they were designed to do. I have had things like this too, and understand both sides and why I kind of, don't know what to do, because I have some friends like Coda, and to be honest, I'm a lot like Coda. This music is really fitting to this rant. Thanks for my time. Jake, and I'm really excited to respond to the other comment in another video, man. In essence, what I'm going to respond to your other comment is just by saying, the more that you can be confident in who you are, the less you give a fuck about what anybody else thinks about you. I don't give a fuck if somebody hates me for doing this channel, because it's what I believe I should be doing. If you're doing what you believe you should be doing, do not care what anybody else thinks. Let's keep going with the game, fam. We are 5 minutes in, and we haven't done shit in this game. Hey, recognize this. I've saw this puzzle before. This is easy. Okay, so it's not easy. It's obviously not easy to him. I will not insult his intelligence, Coda's intelligence, by saying it is easy, because obviously it's getting harder and harder as time goes on to progress through this door. And it's going to be very interesting to see if after I open this door, it's different. It might very well be completely different than it used to be for Coda, because it's getting harder and harder to get through this door, isn't it? I saw this puzzle before. I'm just going to say I recognize it. Should I open? Oh, wonderful. It's going to be more complicated. Do you tell me how to do it? It's definitely going to be more complicated. First, you have to close the door. First, you have to open the door. First, you have to press the switch on the inside. First, you have to open the door. Knew it! I knew it! I knew it! Oh, it's white on the inside this time. Ew. Now you have to close the first door. Now you have to open the first door. Now you have to press the switch on the inside. No! No, you have to... Oh. Close the first door. Okay, bye, other side of my life. Now I gotta flip this bitch. Alright, what's next? Now just close the first door. Now just open the first door. Now just press the switch here. I'm not pressing, I'm flipping it, but whatever. Ha, that was so simple.
You
Not always,
can't
my friend.
talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way.
Yes, you can!
You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then
Yes,
there's
you
no
can!
movement.
I've
Then
done
there's
it.
no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
No, motherfucker! You can talk yourself out of loneliness. I've done it, and I do it. Because naturally I'm a pretty seclusive person, but look at me, I'm on this fucking channel, and I still go out into the fucking world. I don't agree with the fucking narrator. Can it be any fucking clearer at this point in time? He keeps suggesting that you can't go deeper into the hole to get out of it. I believe you can go deeper into the hole to get out of it. Don't make this sexual, fam. He keeps thinking that you have to grab for one of the hands offered to you to get out of the hole. When I believe that you can go so deep into the darkness that you can come out the other side. And I hope that's what Coda does. I hope he evolves and becomes something different from out the other side compared to just staying in that darkness, which isn't totally possible. I've surprisingly never been depressed. I'm extremely lucky. Sure, I've gone through anxiety, but not depression. I'm around people who are depressed, and I try to help to my fullest. You are very lucky, Johnny. I think that it takes a certain type of people. You're either born with the ability to be depressed, or really not. It's a matter of how you see life. And I'm unfortunately guilty of having seen it that way. Or maybe fortunate, you know? Because I've learned so much about myself, and I now, most importantly for me, something that I love about having gone through suicidal depression for a number of years is the fact that now I can relate to people who are going through the same thing. I can tell them, yeah, I've been there, because I have. It's been fucking crazy. So, in my way, or in my mind, that validates a lot of people. If I talk to somebody who's just like, oh, the world's fucking great, the world's a magical place, I'm like, fuck that, fuck that guy. But if I'm talking to someone who's like, yeah, man, shit can be crazy, it validates what they have to say, in my opinion. But I know how it feels. Johnny, that might be bittersweet, my friend. Oh, that might be sweet. Because you might think that you're missing out on something, and maybe you are, because I can't speak from the not knowing side. I can't speak from your side. But let me tell you, it's a fucking disaster-ridden place. So, hopefully, I honestly, I don't know, because I'm about to say I hope it never happens to you, but at the same time, I have found such beauty in it. in those deep, dark fucking times where nothing makes sense and the whole world's fucking dark and shit, I've learned so much about myself, and it's been so empowering and amazing. So, I don't know, if you come across that, try to enjoy it for what it is, as perverse as that sounds. We gotta keep going with this fucking game. I can't believe I never solved this before. Hey, we went over a bridge. This is a nicely, okay, here we are. When I try to create, I feel empty. Oh, this is getting intense. What are you talking about? There's no machine here. They're just working as a mall. What are you talking about? Trust me, I'll see. You have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to that game development. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous, and that you love it 1,000% or 100% of the time. Okay, making games is simple. Okay, making games is easy. Alright, making games is effortless. Fuck, I don't want to say any of those, because obviously to him it isn't any of those. What is he? Oh! He is lying to himself. He's lying to himself. He's reached the end of his answers, and now he has to lie to himself to keep it going. Making a lot of sense. Okay. Fuck. Which lie do we want to lie to ourselves with? I don't like lying to myself. I don't want to pick any of these. Making games is effortless. No! Oh, that feels wonderful. No, but it wasn't true. I didn't want to read the other ones. It just wasn't true. Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. No! Keep saying that creation is easy. It's not. It's painful. When I make games, I feel completely energized. I'm constantly excited and enthusiastic about my work. It's easy. It never stops being easy. No! No! It's not wonderful. You're lying to yourself.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it looked really unhealthy to me.
It is.
I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering.
To you! To you! But to him, it is something different. Try to see from outside of your own perspective, my narrating friend. Please. It is suffering for him. Every time I make something, I feel better about myself. Just never stop creating and you never feel bad. It's such a simple solution. Fucking...
This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
Okay. Now we're gonna talk about death, fam. Grab your popcorn. Have a great fucking jolly old time listening to me talk about death. You ready? He is so distraught about possibly losing Coda. About watching him slip away. The way that I cope with death, the way that I... Okay, let's take this all the way back, fam. Remember how I told you that I was suicidally depressed and shit? It came down to a very simple thing. It came down to how I perceived the world. I saw everything negative in the world. I saw nothing but darkness. And I had to force myself to see the bright things, the light. In a way, you could say that's exactly what Coda is doing right now, lying to himself, saying that, oh, it's easy and shit. I would like to believe that my perception is a little bit different. I would like to believe that the way I do it is finding a beauty. So instead of saying that game making is easy, I would say that making difficult games or making games is painful, but I can appreciate the outcome of that pain. It's to appreciate the pain instead of glossing over it. Does that make any sense? Now, what I was going to say about death, how I have come to cope with that is a very simple fucking thing. If someone dies in your life, take their inspiration, take the reason why you were upset that they died, take that pain and incorporate it into you, and then continue to be that same energy that they were moving forward. In that way, they could never die. Does that make sense? I hope that can make a semblance of sense. The most influential person in my entire life, my Aunt Susie, died about a year ago. That was about a year ago. I have never cried. I may at some point in time, but the way that I see it, she was the most beautiful person I have ever known. And she had been eaten alive by cancer for like 40 years. And I'm not asking for sympathy. I'm not asking for anything like that. That is not what I'm aiming for. What I'm trying to say is I have to be the parts of her that I appreciated so much. And I'm going to keep pushing that initiative forward, her positivity, the beauty that she brought to this world. I want to try to continue injecting that into the world, even though she's gone. I hope that makes sense. Whatever way that you cope with death, I'm not saying that mine's the perfect way, I'm not saying mine's the only way. But again, going from the darkness that I've gone through and having to find some way to make sense out of the fucking insanity that this world is, I've chosen to try to see the brighter side of anything. And that's my brighter side of death. Let's keep going. None of this is helping. I'm going to vomit, please. Where is this machine? None of this is helping. Patience, you have to trust me. I don't trust your way, bro. I promise this will work. Please continue. Here's a fun, very quick side note. And it's funny because I thought about this when I was editing the other two videos. It seems like Coda is kind of striking back at the narrator and his words. So like him lying to himself, well, creating is easy. It sounds like he's speaking with the narrator's point of view. Like, oh, it'll be okay, you know, he's trying... again, I don't mean to make the narrator out to be this evil fucking person, but did that come across anybody else or just me? Pain breezes effortlessly off me. Any sacrifice made for my work are worth it 100% of the time. I always pays off eventually. Sacrifice. Holy shit. Yes, more! Keep going!
I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
For you! I mean, yes, it would definitely... I understand if you're concerned about Coda, but it sounds like, again, from his perspective, maybe it's just my skewed perception of it, but from his perspective, it sounds like he wants it to stop because it's affecting him. I think suicide is a bit selfish because when you're suicidal, you think you're the only one. Lonely, you think that nothing can help you and no one would care if you're gone, but there are people who care. Johnny, to attack that really quickly, my friend, I've talked about this before, either on the other channel or this one. My mom has called suicidal selfish before. I don't think she knew that I was suicidally depressed at the time, but one of our uncles, I've had two uncles commit suicide. To believe that suicide is selfish, forgive me, Johnny, I did not mean to insult you by saying this, but it's incredibly ignorant. You do not understand the pain. By what you said previously, you've never been depressed, okay? And again, I do not mean to come at you, bro, okay? This isn't attacking you, man. I mean none of this offensively. But you don't understand the depths of that pain. If you understood the depths of that pain, the analogy that I've used before is, let's say somebody got hit by a train, completely mutilated, face smashed, arms, legs gone, everything just completely destroyed. And they said, kill me. I've got no reason to live. I've got nothing left. Kill me. Would you say, no, live on, you're okay, it'd be selfish for you want it to die? No, you can physically see that pain because you can relate to it. If you could relate to an emotionally soul pain, then you could understand how a lot of people believe that only relieving themselves from that pain is the only solution. And you would have no idea how someone would feel when they couldn't help you when they had the chance. Again, so Johnny, for anybody to think of themselves when somebody else is thinking about suicide, I think it's extremely selfish. It's about that person. It's about the suicidal person. If you're trying to help them for them, okay. But if they are going through something they feel like they need to stop themselves from, again, the train analogy, are you really going to tell that person to not do what it takes to be happy, to relieve themselves of pain? Anyway, there's no shame, no fear, no guilt. I will be saved by work. I believe this unquestionably. I am a vessel for certainty. I'm a vessel for certainty! Incredible. That's it. Hey, look. I'm free. This was his room, wasn't it? I'm free, I'm free. This was his room.
But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
I love this Coda guy. The machine. So we're actually gonna see this. And then what's this in? What's up, guardman? Ma'am, glad to see you arrive safely. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. I intend to be quick. I intend to be quiet. I intend to be brutal. Let's be fucking... I want to say brutal, but it's a little intense. Let's be brutal. Fuck it. Very good. Because I don't do many things with finesse, fam. Just be warned that someone called the press... Oh, wait. Someone called attention on this one. And also, one more thing you should know about this machine. Fuck! What did it say? I never understood the thing that should be known. Okay.
And of course, it's the machine.
One, you stopped. We gonna talk to the machine, fam? You stopped feeding us. Your work was keeping us alive. Your work was keeping us healthy. Okay. This is very likely either his heart or his mind, a representation of his heart or his mind, for sure. Whatever was feeding him the ideas that was helping him keep going. You stopped feeding us, because I wouldn't say that it was keeping him alive, because he seems to be spiraling, so obviously nothing was keeping him alive. It was continually killing him. He's not dead, but it was killing him. Work was keeping him healthy. I wouldn't even say that he had a healthy mind. When I continue to speak about intricacies being interesting and deep and crazy and shit, I'm never saying that's healthy. Okay? You stopped feeding us. Those people out there, can you imagine what pain you've put them through? It was only because of your creations that any of us could make it through every day. How could we possibly go back to trusting you to do your job? Oh god, this might be his brain and he's gonna kill it. How could we possibly trust you to go back to doing your job, bro? How about this for a start? You need to go... Oh shit. You need to go to the people who are out there and apologize to them. You have to admit to the people that you allowed them to suffer. I've been so alone. Does he see the people as, like, the narrator and the other people in his life? And he thinks that he's putting them through something by secluding? I've been so alone, I'm just gonna go that one. Apologize for leaving me. I'm asking the machine to apologize for leaving me? Oh, it's not talking back, huh? I just keep having a one-way conversation with this thing. No, nothing? Think carefully. I know how to hurt you. I have seen the thing you fear. Have you seen the thing he fears? Oh, peace. Peace, 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 peace. Probably peace, right? The thing that this machine is the fuel for him creating these abstract and crazy works of art that are enticing or that are pain. But he's seeing the peace, probably referring to the guy or like the source of whatever made that cleaning part of this game. Remember that one? He was so happy and shit. No, nothing. I've seen the thing you fear. Let's do that one, bitch. I can fucking own you, motherfucker. Alright then, I'll apologize to the people on your behalf. I wouldn't do that. Oh shit! They're gone, huh? Oh no, here they are. My followers, my friends. Which are they to you, bro? We're friends. You're not just followers. It falls on me to deliver bad news. I have a troubling revelation. It falls on me to deliver bad news. Let's go with that one. The machine will not apologize to us. The machine refuses to admit that it has deliberately hurt us. I don't believe the machine has anything to apologize for. Yeah, it will not apologize. But this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. We will find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. So is this the other side of him? Like the more outgoing side of him? And he's trying to convince himself that it'll be okay? We do not need its games. We're stronger than it thinks we are. Fuck it, I'm not loving either of these answers, but whatever. Let us pay it retribution. Let it show us that we're not failures. I don't think it needs to be shown retribution, but sure, let's go with not failures. I like that one. Follow me. We will no, don't destroy the machine! I don't like either of these options, not in the slightest. Everything that's created. No, I don't like this at all. I don't. I like the machine. The machine makes me feel comfortable. Oh, shit. Oh, are we gonna go back in time and shoot everything? This is actually kind of cool. This is actually really cool.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Coda is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. I think there's a much bigger problem than that, man. Or not a problem.
And
so, as I'm thinking this, I realized that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback.
Oh, no, no, no.
What if I did it for him?
You don't go blow up his work without... No.
If he could see the difference it would make, to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral?
Don't
would
do
it give
this
him
to
confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
Oh, don't you dare. Don't you dare blow him up to everyone. What if he doesn't want that?
So I started showing Coda's work to people.
Oh,
shit. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape game. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
You betrayed him, motherfucker. You so betrayed the shit out of him. Fam, this is an incredible work of art. A lot of people say that gaming can't be art. Those people can go fuck themselves, because this is beautiful. We're gonna get to a comment, and then I'm gonna keep playing this, and you will see another video shortly. Chicken65 shares with us, an old game for a dinosaur like you. JK, love you, Mac. First, A, go fuck yourself, chicken. B, fam, I recognize that I'm a little bit old for this game. 30 years old, doing Let's Plays. Who the fuck do I think I am? This is made for like 20-year-olds, right? I never let what other people might think of me infect what I choose to do. I'm doing this because I love it, and I'm going to keep doing it as long as I love it. If I was 50 and was inspired to do the same, I'd do the same. So, sorry if that seems weird to you, but not inclined to give a fuck.